Hello everyone, welcome to an unregular stream. It's a Sunday and I'm streaming on Sunday. Usually I don't, but today there's something very special that I want to share with you guys. It's the RPL Europe All-Star Tournament. And what does that mean? What does that mean? RPL All-Stars Tournament? Yeah, if you're curious, oh dang. I gotta rearrange this. Now I know what's wrong. What does that mean actually? The RPL All-Stars Tournament. What that means is... holy. No signal. Good start. What that actually means, you see that over there. Those top players of Europe will match up today. So, first of all, we're gonna have zTemper against Chipsy. And it's actually a best of 3, by the way. And you see that with the little squares that are still empty. That will be the match results. And so it's gonna be a best of 3 for all of those. First we have zTemper against Chipsy from Team Queso. zTemper from Team... I'm not sure for all the teams. There is a little infographic. Let me quickly open that one here so that I can give you the most accurate information on this. There was this graph today. So where is it? There you go. So first, so we have Soking, Surgical Goblin and PouLegion from Team Queso. We all love Team Queso. Then we have zTemper and Yirei from the Giants. Then we have PabloDosSantos and TripleM from Phoenix. No, yes, Phoenix, from Team Phoenix. I think I've never casted them yet. So they're missing on my cast. Then Jmonte and ThatOneGuy from Team Repulse. Then we have in Team Barbarian, that's on the right side. We have huge Franquito and ImKevin from Providence. Then Carlos DLB and Jesus99CR from Team Mukla. And who else? Soccer in the house. Hey, Soccer. Hope you're great. Then I hope everyone's great that is watching. Then Mike is in the house, Joe Azarfane, Abhishek Nayal, and Ricewick, Eichelberg. No, you can't play. It's just those players over there that play in this match today. And therefore you can't join. They have been chosen the best players of Europe and they play today. So that's what it is. And there's Gaming Mining in the house. Soccer is here. Hey, Soccer. Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. And top 5 Royale in the house. Good. So I guess that's it. Let's focus on the matches here. I'm very small, you know it, on the RPL overlay. I'm kind of trapped in here in this little dang. This is kind of weird. Confused. In this little box here. I'm trapped in this little box. Yeah. Hey, Postma LP. Hey. So yeah, and we're watching this zTemper against Chipsy. I actually don't know what happens if they all will play, or if I win, it's theoretically over. So the first match here goes to zTemper. That's first match for zTemper. Second match, we're ready. 1-0. zTemper already asking here for the next match. Gamers channel, welcome. There they go. I'm also putting the time codes. so that you will easily find the match you want to see in the replay. So this is the second match of zTemper. zTemper playing a poison minor poison deck here with the bats. That's what we see so far. I actually completely missed on the first match. Completely missed on the first match. Kalatis, hey! And yeah, as always, I'm streaming on Discord. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So if you feel lonely on Twitch, join us on YouTube. There's usually a bit more viewers on YouTube. And that's what it is. That's what it is. There's usually more. And William Bender, a donation. Thank you so much, William Bender, for the donation. $2. Thank you so much, William Bender. And yeah, that reminds me that I don't have donations up. We usually don't get donations, so that hits me here off guard. William Bender with a donation of $2. And it's not even on this overlay. But it's on the regular overlay, and I will add it to my regular overlay, so don't worry, you'll see it next time. So, if I find it, there we go. Group chat, donators. Okay, let's add those $2. William Bender, $200. There you go. Ready. Gonna be on the overlay. On the regular overlay, you'll see it. The donation. William Bender, thank you so much. Very generous. Awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Gamers channel, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Avalon, I want to battle you. You can. Today you can. And guys, did you see how I won the triple elixir challenge, the ramp up challenge? Watch that video after. So we see here zTemper also playing the Mega Knight, both of them playing the Mega Knight, and I fear a bit that the Mega Knight is gonna be the new meta here. That's what I fear, because Mega Knight is really strong. I don't feel like it's OP, but it's very strong, of course, and a lot of people still don't know how to handle it. So I'm really curious if it will be nerfed. Vasilis, thanks for the like. And welcome, Gamers channel, hey hey. So there you go. Poison at the tower. Doesn't look good here for zTemper, and it's over. So it's a 1-1. The second match in favor of Chipsy. And so we're gonna have the third match here between zTemper and Chipsy. The third match between them. And yeah, let's see this. No bans. No, there's no bans here. No card ban. It's just whatever they want to play, they play. And so they go into the third match here. The third matchup. Very awesome. And actually, guys, you're distracting me. I want to watch the third match. At least. William Bender, once again, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for the $2. There they go, zTemper. zTemper, a very popular player, by the way. You wouldn't believe it, but when I streamed the Liga Leyenda, I think it was zTemper in there playing. And I actually found out that a lot of people were searching for him and found my video. That's what it is. Okay, will they play the same deck? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they have to switch decks. They can switch, but they don't have to. And so zTemper here plays the Goblin gang. Nice lock there. Got the majority of those goblins, and now zTemper really starting slow here. I'm still not sure what deck this is. He's playing the Ice Golem and the Ice Spirit. Interesting. And a lot of small units there, also the minions. It looks like they both just get rid of the stuff they don't want. And there's the Hog Rider. Yes, the Hog Rider behind the Ice Golem, and it gets 1 hit, 2 hits, and that's it. 2 hits at the tower still. Almost, yeah, 600 damage done. And there's the Expo. Chipsy playing the Expo here. And protected by that Mini P.E.K.K.A. It's a combination I like to play myself. The Expo with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. works really well, and he did a lot of damage. And that Hog got nothing but the Expo destroyed. So that very close one here in the third match between them. Now they're waiting, the pumping elixir. You make a tourney today? No, today it's all about the Royal Premier League All Stars match. Gamers Channel 240 cars. Okay, next Ice Golem. Hog Rider is probably ready. Chipsy countering with the Electroist and his own Ice Golem. And yeah, he can't play the Expo now. He will take out that Hog first. The Hog actually gets through somehow and gets one hit. Now he plays the Expo in the center. That's interesting. Because there the Expo will not be able to target the tower. I could be wrong though, but I think it's not reaching the tower. Interesting deployment there. And zTemper plays another Hog Rider. That Hog Rider got destroyed as well. What's the plan? What plan does Chipsy pursue here? Maybe it was just defending. Maybe he was just defending there. And now he plays his next Expo. Isn't that the Expo one tile too far back? Looks like a wrong deployment. I'm not 100% sure, but for me it looks like it's one tile too far back. It's destroying all that stuff. And now also the Musketeer, and the Expo is gone, so we never know whether it would have targeted the tower. I don't think so actually. And yeah, very close. We're going into overtime in 8 seconds. zTemper playing 3 Musketeers. That's his last card. Awesome Fireball. And we're in overtime. Another Hog Rider defended with Mini P.E.K.K.A. Nice zap there. He was expecting the bats. The Hog got one hit. And that Mini P.E.K.K.A. will not do anything. A very tough matchup. Oh, my chat is not logging. So I missed all the messages. I'm sorry. Don't feel sorry, Soccer. It's okay. Gamers Channel. Hey, hey. Why in Clash Royale I send you 2v2 and you don't play? Maybe I was busy. Whenever I have time, I accept all the 2v2s that people ask. But maybe when you request it, I was busy. That's possible. Yes, the 10k tourney will probably next Saturday. Probably next Saturday. Is it laggy? No. I don't think it's lagging. Shouldn't be lagging. If it is. No, it's not. Give me friend request, Gamers Channel. The easiest is you follow on Facebook. That's my main account that is connected to Facebook. Here's the link. Okay, I don't know, this is somehow not going anywhere. zTemper will win just by chip damage he's doing with the Hog. Yeah, I can see the next Hog. One hit and that tower's gone. Also 2 logs are enough. Not quite, but 2 logs and a zap. There's the first log. And going against that Expo. 60, so it's 1 more log, and then that means zTemper wins that match. There you go. And I forgot to note the time code. Horrible. No, it's not lagging for me. It should be okay. No tournament today. Today is just the All-Stars RPL. And it's gonna be a short stream. Don't worry, Soccer, it's all fine. Okay, next one. PabloDosSantos against Shadow. And this time, let me know time code 2020. Completely forgot to note the time code on the last one, so yeah. Guessing there. I gotta guess there. Stream is fine, says Soccer. Great. Okay. So PabloDosSantos, he placed the Mega Knight far back. It's something you usually don't do because you kind of waste his fireball power. You can use the Mega Knight like a fireball, and yeah, that's kind of a waste to play him far back. And it's going against the Golem. I don't think it will defeat the Golem. Yes, it does actually. That's a big surprise. But there's also the Giant. And it's not going anywhere. But PabloDosSantos has enough elixir to defend. Going against that Graveyard push there. I mean, who is playing Graveyard? That's a big surprise. I think Graveyard is very weak recently. I wouldn't play it anymore. But they do. And he was successful. I mean, success proves him right. He was very successful with that one. Is this your second account? This one here from the one I'm streaming, this is my second account, yes. It's my second account. Lags is MDL Gaming. Really? But that must be on your side then. I'm gonna check over here. I don't see lag. Let's see. Let's refresh quickly and then see. No, looks fine. No lag here. So it must be on your end. Yeah, looks fine for me. No lag. Maybe you refresh. The tourney has not started. There is no tourney today. The command is good. Mohamed Gulu, welcome. Okay, this Mega Knight doesn't jump too tough. What I really love is the animation when the Mega Knight wants to jump and then is ready to jump, and then like this balls, these gloves, metal gloves he's wearing, they just fall off. That's weird. The 2153 must be the time code for battle 3. No, that can't be, because it must be below 20 actually. So I'm gonna check it later. I'm gonna find it. Salim Layeb, hey, there is lag? I don't see any lag. There's another Graveyard. And a Fireball, that Graveyard, yeah. PabloDosSantos having only 181, so he can poison that tower, he just needs to defend, and yeah, he just needs to drop one poison and he's gonna win this first matchup between them. Well played, he says. There isn't any lags as soccer. I believe you. On my side, I'm checking YouTube here. You guys are all watching on YouTube. And I'm checking YouTube over there, and there is no lag on YouTube. It just looks fine. The image is bugging. Really? Ah, okay. The image is bugging. Okay, let's quickly... That could be, of course. Let's quickly disconnect and reconnect. Sometimes this helps. The transmission is well, but the image is buggy sometimes. Okay. Okay, there's the second match. 2410. That's the time code. 2410. So let me check the image. I have a close look at the image. It's just my regular setup. It shouldn't have any lag. Surgical! It's not surgical yet, but Emxor, he will play. Okay. If it's the image, I can't really fix it. Because then it's maybe my PC and I'd have to restart the PC. That would be very bad. We all don't want that. We all don't want that. Let me check. This should all be stopped. We're not recording, so I can't do anything. If it's the image. Yeah, the image is weird. I have to agree that the image is sometimes weird. But it's so fast, I can't restart. Okay, there's a miner going at the tower. I agree with you, says Vasily. Surgical will play number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the heck? Where is it? Surgical. Next one, actually. Number 3 is Surgical. And that was nice damage down there. And he's playing the Mega Knight at the bridge. Sometimes a good surprise, but he's been distracted there with the giant. So let's try this. Maybe now the image is a bit better. I don't know. Yeah, the image itself is a bit laggy. I can't fix it though. Probably have to restart OBS, but we don't want to do that. One of Avalon's amazing and loyal subscribers. He rules the chat with Iron Fist. That's fire. And nice play there. And that is victory for Shadow. And the first one, I'm being distracted here by the lag. First one was Pablo, so we're going into the third match again. One third match again. There you go, we're ready. You're the only person I didn't talk with. Should change soon. Next one. I don't know, maybe I should restart the iPad, but it's really difficult if I do that. It could be the iPad that is lagging, or it could just be OBS. It's really difficult to say. Or it's the PC. But I should restart. Yeah, sometimes it's just that. Let's watch the third battle. I hope you can enjoy it anyways. I hope you enjoy it anyways. I see a little lag on the screen. Sometimes it's like they're moving weird. Seems to be an OBS issue. Okay. Shadow, both of them won one match here. Now it's the Executioner against the Electro Wizard. And again, PabloDosSantos, he placed the Mega Knight far behind. And of course, it defends against those small units, but it takes a lot of damage. And it's kind of wasting the fireball ability, like the damage it does when you drop it. And I feel like that's a waste. I usually don't like to drop it far behind the tower. And then it just dies and has no chance of getting to the tower. And it's pulled away with the tornado. Nice tornado pull. And yeah, thanks for the sub. Amadeo X-Bass, thanks for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Very close match here. Yeah, I think it's an OBS issue, guys. OBS is... It's not on the iPad, it's on the OBS that it's sometimes lagging. But I feel like there's no way I could fix this now. Another executioner going. Pulling that hawk to the tower. And the Mega Knight. Uh-oh, that's a dangerous Mega Knight. No, it's dying. It's not getting there. Shadow taking damage from the poison. Did you notice that actually so far PabloDosSantos took almost no damage while Shadow's tower is almost destroyed? I mean, really? I guess Avalon doesn't want to talk with me. Just kidding. I don't know. Should I? Facebook, please accept me. I will. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, there's another poison. I mean, in the end, PabloDosSantos, he will just poison that tower. He needs 2 more poisons to kill that tower. He has the all overtime to go. And so kind of Pablo's just defends here with the Mega Knight. And now Shadow tries to attack with poison graveyard. But Pablo is defending this really well, taking almost no damage. And there's the next Hog Rider. Pull with the tornado, but there's already the next poison. And the hog doesn't get a hit, but yeah, 1 more poison and that tower is dead. I personally don't like it if battles are decided mainly by rockets or poison, but yeah, that's just how it is. Also, that poison up there to the right will not do a lot. And actually 1 poison is not going to be enough. So he plays another Hog Rider, pulled by the tornado, and that's something I really love. That Hog Rider can't do anything. Just by 1 tornado, it's taken completely out of the game. And there's the next poison, but as I said, it's not gonna be enough. He needs something more like the zap, and that's what he just did. And that's how he won that battle. And that's the second time I forgot to note the time code. So the winner is PabloDosSantos in the second match. And that basically means Team Archers, they won 2 of the matches. Next one is Surgical Goblin. Kevin. Kevin requests against Surgical Goblin. Let's watch this one. Okay, there you go. Surgical playing on top. Looks like my shadow is there on the map. What is that shadow there on the map? Looks like a balloon or something. I never noticed this before. That looks weird. Okay, there is the bandit. And Surgical actually probably playing his new favorite deck, which is balloon decks. And he's playing the Lava Hound here. And going against that tower. Did a lot of damage already. Surgical here in his first attack. And now ImKevin is pushing with the bandit. I think they already have some respect when they have to play Surgical Goblin. It's like, wow. I know he's a really tough opponent. I don't know. I don't know how it feels to really play a match against him if you need to win. Gamers Channel, he doesn't respond to my message. I will accept your Facebook, don't worry. But later. I accept them all, don't worry. That battle ram didn't hit. That battle ram didn't. That's a mosquito. I have a mosquito in here. Well played. Wow, he did some damage. Nevertheless, he did some damage. And the next Lava Hound from Surgical approaching. There you go. Surgical with a Lava Hound balloon push. And the Archers, of course, locked at the Lava Hound. The balloon getting at the tower. There's a predicted fireball, but there wasn't anything to be fireballed. And so Surgical took that tower really quickly. And now the balloon even gets a bomb at the king tower, and the death bomb will also destroy that little electro wizard there at the king tower. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The game sound okay though. That sounds good. So you mean it's a waste to chat here because it doesn't see the messages this game? Yes, I do see the messages. I do see the messages. Okay, there's the lava hounds. The lava hounds. Oh wow. ImKevin also took a tower. And it's 4 seconds to go. There's the next balloon push. Balloon going directly to the tower. Electro is defending the balloon, and Surgical not getting at the tower there. It's not getting there. Only the death bomb, and the death bomb did a lot of damage, so that tower is at 1000. And yeah, the danger is not banned yet. Still a little goblin, one spare. One additional spare hit the tower. One additional spare. And now ImKevin pushing with another battle ram. The battle ram stopped by the electro wizard. And Surgical pushing with another lava hound. That lava hound, where's the balloon? There's gonna be a balloon behind, pretty sure. And yeah, he already calls good game. He doesn't really have a great defense against balloon. Only the electro wizard. That's really tough. Balloon will get there. Also the mega minion, that's tower. And so that's the first victory for Surgical. By the way, the bracket has changed. Dang, I suck so today at noting the time code. Again, I didn't note the time code. Here's the next match. Okay. Don't mess with me, says Soccer. Don't mess with me. And there we go with Surgical Goblin. I feel like the lag has gotten a little bit better. I don't really know what it is. On the iPad it looks okay. On the screen it kind of looks a little bit laggy. I'm really sorry for that. So there's the Hog Rider push. And yeah, maybe I could disconnect or reconnect, I don't know, restart the iPad, but I can't do it in the middle of a battle. Now Surgical again, Ice Wizard at the tower, doing a little bit of damage there. He also took some damage in this first defense. Accept friend request. I will. What is so urgent about those friend requests? Don't worry, I will accept them all. Don't worry, I accept them all. Latest after the stream, I will accept them all. Don't worry. So Surgical Goblin here, facing that bowler with an Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard going against the bowler. Bowler can't do much. Bowler just stopped by the Ice Golem and the Ice Wizard combo. That was really nice how he stopped that just with the Ice Golem and the Ice Wizard. Now the Ice Wizard will get some chip damage off that tower. Ice Wizard, since the buff, does actually a lot of damage compared to before. ImKevin dropping a Goblin barrel, and now Surgical calls it good game. Why is that? Why is that? It's not over yet. The Hog Rider push there at the Furnace. Furnace is really tough to play against. And he doesn't get any damage in. And defending the Goblin gang. The Minion Horde again. The Minion Horde again. Now Surgical pushes the other lane. That's a big surprise. And Kevin defends with a rocket, but the Hog gets one hit. But of course that is not enough. Now the question is, why didn't Kevin use the rocket on the tower? It's only 30 seconds to go. He basically needs 2 rockets for that tower. Surgical can't pass that furnace. So it looks really good for Kevin at the moment. Looks like Kevin could actually win this one. And there is no lag. It's an image error. Yeah, there is an image error somehow. But it's not on the pad, it's on the OBS. So I don't know if I should restart OBS or if I should restart the iPad. One of them is having an issue. Thanks for the sub. And so Surgical loses this one. Big surprise. It looks like they all want to play 3 matches. Big surprise here. Let me quickly try to unplug and restart the game. Sometimes this helps. Maybe just restart the game and see if that helps. Sometimes it helps, sometimes not. If it's OBS, it won't help. Okay, we're in the next match. 41-55. No, it's even worse. There you go, 41-55. That's the next match. Yeah, there is an image error. And it's an OBS somehow. Scoop, where is Scoop? There is Scoop. Hey Scoop! Where are you, Scoop? No, I didn't see you. I didn't see you, Scoop. Yeah, I'm really sorry for that image error. I don't know. Probably I have to restart my OBS, but I can't, of course, in the middle of a battle. It's impossible. So this is the 3rd match of Surgical Goblin against Kevin, and Kevin surprises with another deck, this time playing a Prince. And Surgical playing the Goblin Barrel this time. And Kevin defending with Inferno Dragon. So they both switched their decks. Surgical now playing the Spellbait deck. And Kevin playing a Prince deck. Interesting Prince deck there with Zap and Poison. And yeah, the Inferno Dragon, of course, will not get to the tower. Nice defense of the Inferno Dragon, or against the Inferno Dragon, actually. The Trickshot Pro, thanks for the sub. And yeah, that's something that Surgical does. He plays the Inferno Tower right beside the tower. And that's usually he does that when he expects his opponent to attack the Inferno Tower from the center, which here is actually really difficult because he doesn't have any minions or minion hordes or anything, or no bats. He's really weak. He doesn't have any air units. Kevin doesn't have any air units here, and yeah, that Goblin Barrel did some damage. The Prince will be stopped by the Inferno Tower. Awesome, Imran, thanks for the sub. And so this one looks like Surgical will chip down that left tower. He's also dropping the Princess. There's the next Goblin Barrel. And it's a problem for Kevin because Kevin doesn't have a law. He only has the Zap to defend. And he actually needs the Zap to protect his push because Surgical defending with the Inferno Tower. So this is kind of like rock, scissors, paper, stone, whatever. Kind of, it's really tough here for Kevin. He can almost not win this one. Surgical definitely has the stronger deck here. And the Inferno Dragon will not get there. There's the next Goblin Barrel, and that may be it. Yeah, that Goblin Barrel does a lot of damage, and that's the first tower with only 12 seconds to go. And almost no damage on Surgical's tower so far. Wow. That's amazing. And bang, win for Surgical. So the next one is gonna be TripleM against OhDlanyer. That's gonna be the next pairing. Hog Mountain. There is no pattern. There is no pattern. They all play 3 matches. That's weird. Yeah, there is an image error. I see that, but I don't know how to fix it. If I restart OBS, the stream will break. That's the problem. What the heck is this? Okay, TripleM against OhDlanyer. Yeah, there is an image problem, unfortunately. Look at this. This looks horrible. This looks horrible. I can't fix it during the stream. Maybe a restart would help, or switch pads. Let me do that. Let me switch pads. Maybe that helps. Maybe it's a pad issue. So let's prepare the other pad. But I still feel like it's not pad related, but OBS related. Okay, after this battle we'll try to switch. And yeah, we should have noted the time. It's something like 46:30. This got me kind of off track here with the time codes. Horrible. So this is 46:30. Something like that. Almost 15k. Yeah, we're getting very close. Only 100 more subs for 15k. Yeah, we gotta switch device. Maybe that helps. If it doesn't, it's really OBS, and we can't restart OBS in the middle of a stream. We can't. We can, but it's not lagging because you can see my hand movements. They're all fine. It's just really a problem there on the display of the game. Bats going against that miner. Very close so far, no clear advantage. By looking at the decks, it's both miner poison, so it's kind of, yeah. Except for the P.E.K.K.A. TripleM has the P.E.K.K.A. I don't know if that's an advantage, because OhDlanyer has the Inferno Tower, so from that you could say it's kind of even. It's kind of even. I think it's pretty much the mirror deck because Inferno Tower counters the P.E.K.K.A. It's gonna be really difficult for TripleM to get that P.E.K.K.A. to the tower. He's trying though. He got the Inferno Tower with the bats. Now OhDlanyer has to defend that P.E.K.K.A. He does it with the Goblins. And he did it. He did it. And there's the next miner. Miner doing some more damage at the tower. 888, 794, that's awesome, but also TripleM is doing damage, defended by the bats. No, it's not defended, Miner still at the tower doing damage. TripleM taking damage there. Is it 424? There's already the next Miner. Miner getting more hits, and TripleM defending with bats as well, but OhDlanyer has an advantage. He was able to play the poison, and that's game here. That's match. There you go, that's match. That's game for OhDlanyer. And now that's the moment to switch pads. Just a second and see if that helps. Just a second. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, and Spectate. So yeah, it's the other pad, but it's not helping. It's the same thing. So it looks like it's really an OBS problem, an Elgato problem. I have to restart Elgato or OBS. Yeah, I can't do that in the middle of a match, of course. Yeah, we could try to reset the Elgato. That's something else I could try in the next break. 5045 is the code. 5045 is the code for the third match. Yeah. Wow, that was fast. OhDlanyer already has the tower down. But there's also the P.E.K.K.A, so it looks like a tower for tower. It's funny how they again play a very similar deck. No, actually not. OhDlanyer plays a balloon, but they both have the P.E.K.K.A this time. TripleM playing P.E.K.K.A and Hog Rider. And yeah, that was just the tower exchange so far. Yeah, what I can try is to restart the Elgato. Maybe that helps. And if that doesn't help, then it really is the OBS. That's the only thing I can't restart during a stream. Otherwise the stream breaks. And we don't want that. Well, if it would be OBS, then your facecam would have errors too. But it's just the game. Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's right. Okay, the Electro Wizard walking there. Could also be the OBS having an issue with the Elgato. I don't know. So after this match we will try to unplug the Elgato and maybe then it won't work at all. Ah! That's what it is, guys. Taking chances. The P.E.K.K.As walking at each other here. I hope you can still enjoy the game. I'm a little bit distracted. Trying to bring you the best quality game. And here OhDlanyer pushing with a balloon. But actually TripleM is great in countering balloon. He has the bats, he has Electro Wizard, but he doesn't have Elixir. So that's why the balloon gets to the tower. The balloon just got to the tower. Where is Scoop? We don't know. And that tower has been destroyed. Now it's P.E.K.K.A versus P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A versus P.E.K.K.A. But it's on TripleM's side, which is usually an advantage for him. But OhDlanyer also has an Electro. Now it's two P.E.K.K.As going for TripleM. Two P.E.K.K.As against one small little Electro Wizard. And a Hog Rider. P.E.K.K.A versus P.E.K.K.A bats. A lot of things happen here at the same time. Hog Rider didn't get a hit. The P.E.K.K.A survive. One P.E.K.K.A walking at the tower. Distracted by the miner. OhDlanyer in trouble here. And he manages to kill that P.E.K.K.A. Wow. He manages to kill the P.E.K.K.A. Very close match here. Killing the P.E.K.K.A. It's like radio. If there is an image error, I'm gonna talk like it's in the radio. You can't see it, but I'm explaining what happens. The Hog Rider going at the tower. And wow, super close here. Super close. I think OhDlanyer, he really has to try to do damage with the miner. Because he won't get the balloon there. It's almost impossible. And then TripleM will win with the Hog Rider. Balloon not getting that bomb will do a lot of damage. There's the miner. And the miner at the tower. 871. So it's just turned around. TripleM has the advantage now, but he's pushing with another Hog Rider. P.E.K.K.A will kill the Hog. Hog gets one hit though. One hit though. And the little bats going for the big P.E.K.K.A guy. Eating iron. They're eating iron. How can you expect it if you're not in the clan? I am in the clan, that's why. I'm in the Royal Premier League clan. So there's the balloon. There's the balloon. That balloon gets a bomb, but that's it. This time the balloon did it. And OhDlanyer wins this match. And this is the moment we're gonna try to unplug the Elgato. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna die off. And restart. And sometimes it doesn't restart at all. Let's just hope for the best. Okay, the Elgato is restarting. That's our last chance. Next one is Soking versus the Push Project. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now it's not starting anymore. Horrible. Horrible. That's the worst to happen. Now it's not starting. Now the Elgato is completely dead. No, we're not seeing the game! That was the worst thing to do. Unplug the Elgato is usually not a good idea. And now it's not reconnecting. Let's disconnect again. Ah! We're not seeing a game. I know what it's doing, it's just blinking and not showing. Maybe we have to restart OBS after all. Let's just switch quickly. Just a second. We try and hopefully reconnect. Woo. If no, we gotta restart. It's not showing the game, really bad. Okay guys, this looks really bad. What is it? Just in quest for better quality. And we missed one Soking match. What I can do, I just restart and we're gonna watch the Soking match afterwards. I think that's the best thing to do. Let's do this. Guys, I will be right back. Just restarting. Okay, we should be back. We should be back. I just restarted. You guys, can you hear me? And it works again. I just restarted OBS. And you can see Soking is in the middle of a game. Let me check the sound, guys. Yeah, the sound is okay. Now, what we're gonna do, you missed the Soking match. I actually don't know if the bug is fixed. Maybe it's not enough to restart OBS. Maybe I have to restart my PC. So what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna show you the Soking match right now. Actually, what I will do, I will show you the first. No, we're just gonna watch them afterwards. We want to see them all. We missed one of them, so I'm gonna show them afterwards. And we're gonna leave that out for now, and we're gonna start with the next match. What we can actually check is if the quality is better now. Or maybe, yeah, I know. What shall we do? Just watch it, the replay, or shall we? I don't know. Let's just wait. Maybe it's just 2 matches and then we leave it out and replay it afterwards. We had to restart. It's actually not a problem on YouTube, guys, to restart. Because what will happen is when you restart on YouTube, it will still connect them because it will think it's just a short interrupt. And those 2 pieces will still be one video. And so we see the winner here and we see the winner there. And that's actually good. So we can pick it up with the next match. And the next match will be Jmonte against Asasins. That's the next match. There you go. We're back. We lost some viewers there with the technical issues. I'm sorry for that. But I hope at least now the quality is fixed. We're gonna see that. Hopefully. Then it wasn't for nothing. If it's fixed, then it wasn't for nothing. So next is Jmonte against Asasins. TripleM. That's the only match that Team Archers actually lost here. It's not a real team. It's just a fun made-up team here for the live stream. Where we're gonna see Soking matches, I will replay them afterwards. Don't worry. We will show it afterwards. So you don't miss it. But if I play the Soking match now, we will get behind with all the other matches. So I will show that afterwards. And yeah, we'll see here. We're waiting for the next one. Jmonte against Asasins. I don't know. That's the last thing. If it's not OBS, then that's what it is. So we're just gonna enjoy it the way it is. So, Jmonte playing Expo deck and Asasins playing Minor Poison, I guess, with a P.E.K.K.A. That's what he's playing. And you see the archers not really walking smooth. There's still an issue. I'm so much into quality, and this is kind of annoying if it doesn't have the quality I want the stream to have. So yeah, I bet if I restart the PC it will all be fine. I don't think the Elgato is broken because I recorded today and it was fine. Sometimes it's just something on the PC that is blocking the video engine, I don't know, and then this thing starts lagging, and then once you restart the PC it's all fine. This usually happens with the PC games that need more processing power, then Elgato will start lagging, but never with Clash Royale usually. Never with Clash Royale. So Jmonte playing the Expo here. Expo going against that tower. And wow, look at that Expo. That's a value Expo there. And Jmonte getting that first tower, and he already places his defensive Expo. For Jmonte, the game is over. Playing that defensive Expo, and it's only 23 seconds to go. And yeah, he's pretty sure he's gonna win that. And I'm actually too. I think he's gonna win that one pretty easily. And yeah, he still attacks with one more Expo, but he doesn't have to. He just needs to distract him. It's only 6 seconds to go. There's really no way Assassins could get to that tower. And dang, there you go. So first match here for Jmonte. Now my time codes are completely wrong because I restarted. So I have to fix those later, probably tomorrow. What's the pass? There is no password. Yeah, see those image problems, they're really weird. I think it's a PC issue. Heart spam for Avalon. Yeah, that were the times when you spammed hearts on camcord. That was fun. I think it's still good enough we can see the game. It's kind of annoying, those laggings, but we can still enjoy the game. There's the Goblin barrel, and this time Asasins playing a balloon here, and Jmonte playing the Inferno Dragon against the balloon. Nice tornado pull. Only the miner is doing some damage there. And Death Bomb hits the tower. No, didn't. We still love you. The hearts. Let's spam the hearts. There you go with the hearts. Thank you so much. And the Inferno Dragon is locked. Oh, that one died just on time. Wow, super close there with the Inferno Dragon. That was super close. There's the next Goblin barrel. This time defended with the minions. I still feel like it's a little bit better. There's still something going on here on this PC that I don't really know what it is. Let's maybe close this down. This doesn't help. Just ends the music. Okay, next Goblin barrel. Inferno Dragon won't get there. That would be a big surprise if it gets there. And it won't, of course. Dang, so this also didn't help. Elgato broken. Gamersell, hey guys, I make Clash Royale videos, maybe check some of them out. That says Toxicity. That's really nice, but this is not the place for you to advertise. It's just the wrong setting. Next Goblin barrel, Assassins. Wow, Jmonte getting great value there of that tower. He's still a little bit behind here in this matchup. Playing the Mega Knight against that tower. Mega Knight jumping at that, whatever that was, and now it's going for the tower. Next, it's gonna jump at the tower! Dang, it hits the tower. That's tower. That gotta be tower. Look at this Mega Knight. Mega Knight gets, oh, dang! 60! Super close. Just one log. But first, he needs to stop the balloon. And there is a miner. He needs to stop that balloon, and there you go. That's a tap, and Jmonte won the second match. Wow. So, that was amazing. Papa Chief. Papa Chief. He's the only one who sees my messages, really. The worst thing is, we don't have the time codes. So next one will be ThatOneGuy. ThatOneGuy is next. ThatOneGuy is next. Yeah, we still have those image errors on the Elgato. I don't know, maybe the Elgato is broken. It's always best of 3 in each of those matches. It's best of 3. And 3 more to go. My chair is making all those noises. I hope you can't hear them. Like, I know it needs some oil or something. I don't know. Okay, there you go. ThatOneGuy. Let's spectate ThatOneGuy against huge Franquito. And let's put that time code here, 1338. It's a mess with those time codes. A mess. Okay, he's also playing the Expo. Expo going against the Knight. The Mega Minion taking out that Knight. And the Electro Wizard being taken out by the Bats. Doesn't he play? No, I'm just casting this matchup here between the pro players. Dailies NL. I'm just casting it, I'm just streaming it. I think it's good enough to watch. It's still annoying that this happened. Yeah. But I can't change. I'm pretty sure whenever I start the PC it will be fine. But now it's always having those image things here. Yeah. Alice NL. Oh, why so disappointed? We're gonna watch Soking afterwards. So here we see the Knights, the Electors. There's the next Expo. That Expo will probably connect. No, there is the P.E.K.K.A. Oh, that P.E.K.K.A. will shred the Expo. Yeah, distracting the P.E.K.K.A. Will he be able to kill it actually? No. He killed it, yes, but the Expo is dead too. So, strong play there, playing the P.E.K.K.A. against the Expo. That worked really well. And now huge Franquito needs to do damage with the Miner and Poison probably. Yeah, it's a difficult matchup here for ThatOneGuy. Usually Expo against P.E.K.K.A. decks, and also the Prince here is really tough. Really tough. If he knows it, he's got the Expo and you can't catch him by surprise anymore. It's gonna be a really tough game for him. So ThatOneGuy is playing another Expo, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's the Knight already. Knight going against the Expo. He's trying to take out the Knight, distract the Knight. And now the Expo actually connects to the tower, but the Expo is almost dead. Still gets some value out of that. So ThatOneGuy is actually in the lead. He's actually in the lead right now. And strange enough, playing the Expo other lane. Why is he doing that? Just because of the P.E.K.K.A. but he won't be able to do enough damage to both towers to take one down. And that P.E.K.K.A. there, is gonna be a tough challenge to stop. Okay, distracted by the skeletons. Nice distraction there by the skeletons. By the way, this is also not proper. Oh, it's getting worse. So that's better. Okay. That's a bit better. Okay. I'm kind of sinking out of the picture. Okay, there's the P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. going for the tower. No hit. The Miner getting some hits. This is a very close matchup here. Miner getting some hits. ThatOneGuy playing another Expo. Again, of course, the Knight is there to defend. Expo cannot connect. Electro Wizard also going against the Expo. Expo not getting any damage. Not at all. No damage for that Expo. Now he's playing Expo the other lane. And again, there is the Knight. There's just no way to get there. And I don't know. Maybe he's trying to play for a draw. I don't actually know what happens if it's a draw. Where are all the moderators? I have no clue where they are. And yeah, this Expo connected. The Expo is connected. It's got a lot of health and dang! All by surprise, ThatOneGuy took a tower. Wow, how ruins the experience. Okay, here's the next match. ThatOneGuy against huge Franquito. ThatOneGuy against huge Franquito again. And yeah, it's super annoying. I have to say sorry for the image problems we have today. I should restart the PC, but of course I can't do it in the middle of a stream. So we just keep going. We try to disconnect, reconnect all the stuff. So I think the only thing that would help, is restarting the PC. Otherwise, there's always those little image errors here. But I hope you can still enjoy the matches. Restarting the PC is not really an option right now. I want the tournament, it's fun, and you're a good streamer, says Daily's NL. Thank you so much. But yeah, today we watch the pros. Okay, there's the Electro Wizard going against the P.E.K.K.A. Nice one. He's able to stop the P.E.K.K.A. And ThatOneGuy, he won the first match. This time not. They don't have any rules that they have to play a different deck. They just decide to switch decks on their own. And that's what they do here. And Bandit may be dangerous. Bandit minor push there. The Knight defending the minor. And nice stop there with the Electro Wizard. Electro Wizard killed the Inferno Dragon. Bandit not getting anywhere. Awesome defense here by huge Franquito. We still have 4 spaces left in the clan, yes. You can join the clan if you like. It's only 3,000 trophies. So you can join it if you like. Somehow my camera has moved. That's how it should be. Okay. Oh, look at the P.E.K.K.A. there. The Inferno Dragon still distracted. Now it locks to the P.E.K.K.A. And just in time it got that P.E.K.K.A. Minor going. Not enough damage. It's funny how they both play a minor poison deck now. It's like they kind of agreed to play a similar deck. Both switched deck and both play the minor poison deck now. Oh, the Electro Wizard was awesome over there. There's the next minor doing some chip damage. Countered by the Goblins. There's the Bandit. Can he stop? Yes, he stops the Bandit with another Knight. The clan is closed. Really? Okay. So we gotta open it. Would you please just answer my question? I did respond to your question, so I did. Your accent is satisfying, says Earthwide. Yeah, we lost some viewers due to the lag, but I can't really help the lag today. I had to restart the PC. So here this match is over and huge Franquito won the second match. Avalon, lower down trophies to 3,000. I can't right now. I'm not logged in. There is no sound. Yeah, there is sound. I hear the sound. We're having image problems, but no sound problem. Bueno Franquito, they say. Huge Franquito. Okay, let's see the next one. Next one, please. It's not over yet. There you go. I almost accept it. I always have to be very careful. Always have to be very careful. There isn't any sound on the stream, but I hear the sound. No, the sound is okay. You're not trolling me with that. The sound is okay. Come on, next one. We still have to do one more match. The screen is frozen. It's not frozen, I'm still moving. I can see it, I'm still moving. What the heck? Who is this? Clicks Apollonia. What the heck? They have to do the third match. Still missing on the third match. Still missing the third match. Come on. Where's the third match? Third match. Between... Don't chat so much or we're gonna miss the Soking match. Ah, there you go. Somehow they sneaked into the battle and we didn't see it. There you go, that's the last match between them. There is no audio. Yes, there is. I can hear it. Maybe just switch on your audio. I can hear the audio. Here. I can hear it. The lag is actually not that bad here. All fine, yeah, I can hear it too. Okay, so that one guy, minor poison, taking the tower, and the rocket. Just all those distractions. So who won? I didn't see who won. Okay, we're gonna see over there. Huge Franquito won. Okay, good. It's not even lagging. It's a little bit lagging. But it's not that bad actually. It looks worse on my screen actually than it looked on YouTube when I just watched it on my mobile. That actually looked a little bit better. So next is gonna be Yirei against Jesus. That's gonna be the next match. The sad thing is that my time codes are all messed up. There you go. Who is Glixi Apollonia? Why is he always requesting for a match? They shouldn't chat that much. We're gonna lose the Soking battle. Holy. Yeah, probably already too late. No! Ah! They're chatting too much and the Soking battle got lost. Damn! Yeah, there's Jmonte. We already seen that. Yeah, now we missed Soking. That's bad. Usually don't chat. Maybe it was because we restarted, I don't know. Now we're missing the Soking match. Oh! There it is. And because of all the chatting, we almost missed the matches. Are those pro players? Yes. You see them over there. You see over there who is playing. And currently it's G-Ray against Jesus. And we're not gonna see Soking. It's disappeared. But he won his 2 matches. We're not gonna see it. Can you search up Jmonte squad on clan search? No. No, I can't. Dang, I wanted to watch Soking. Now we missed Soking. It all started with the lag. Sometimes you just have those streams where it starts with some lag or anything, and then after that you try everything to fix it and it gets worse. And now we missed the Soking match. That's the worst. Probably worse than the lag. Tucker, I go for now. Okay, thanks for being here, Tucker. Have an awesome evening and a great start of the week tomorrow. Now the battle ram is going against that tower. Battle ram going against the tower. Maybe I'm gonna watch Soking in Spanish from Charlie Nitro. He's streaming this in Spanish as well. Maybe I have to watch it there. Can you lower down trophies? Not right now because I'm not in the clan.
Let's go.
So he's playing another Goblin bear. That caught him a bit off guard there. Now he's in double log, triple log range. But he's still behind. He's got to stop that pick, huh? And the minion, 2 princesses, 20 seconds to go. Doesn't look too good here for Ray. He gets the tower. No, still 14 health points. So he has to use 1 log just to get that tower. Oh. And it's close. It's very close. Well, I have big back issues. Oh, don't have that. You're too young to have back issues, Soccer. When will you be in the clan? Probably after the stream. So, a lot of things happen here. It looks like it's snowing. All the confetti here on the stream. There's the balloon. He's not able to stop the balloon. The Inferno Tower too late. The death bomb hitting that tower, 308. Next Goblin Bear. He doesn't have remote damage except for the zap. So that makes it difficult for Jesus to win here. But he has the miner, so he needs a chance to drop the miner. Nice freeze, but the miner is not going for the tower. Now it goes for the tower, 1 hit. Nice log, wow. Very close defense, he needs to play another miner. And he plays a musketeer in the center, in the pocket. Doesn't help, there's the next miner. Miner doesn't get a hit. Awesome defense, 180 health points still. And now Ray. He needs to, he already drops an Inferno Tower to defend. He drops his Goblin Barrel. And Frozen Goblin Barrel, but that doesn't do the defense. And that's tower. Dang! Ray won this match. Yes, I know that education was the real mistake I ever made. Of course, after doesn't write me my sis anymore. Holy. What happened? Write me a DM if you like. It's probably not the best place to discuss in the chat. Yeah, they chatted so much and that's why the Soking match has disappeared from the chat. Well, yeah, that's bad. Okay, there's the next match. Ray going against Jesus. Their second match. Ray pushing with a miner. So far, I'm not actually sure. Do they play the same deck? The miner going there. Just a little tap damage. I like the big tanks, guys. Have to tell you here, I like the tanks, I like the action, like also the Hog Rider actually. The Hog Rider pushes, that's fun, that's entertaining. The Goblin Barrel matches or all those spell baits, it's so boring to watch kind of, and it's to to play, it's so annoying to play. You need so much patience to play it. I like to play in big, like really the tanks and beat down the towers. That's what you've seen in my video today. That was really fun to play like that. That was really fun to play. And so he's defending with an Ice Wizard. The Hawk, he needs to pull him with the Tornado. Yeah, but he should pull it more to the center here actually. Because that Hawk will still get no hit. Still get no hit. Avalon, when can I try? After the stream maybe. By the way, I could connect with my mobile, but I'm in the middle here of this tournament. The second last match. I'm so sorry that we can't show Soking. Because we had to restart the stream. That was bad luck today. But yeah, sometimes this just has to happen, you know it. Sometimes. I'm actually really happy. It's been almost over a year that we had any technical problems. Usually the streams are all fine, no technical problems. I think it's been almost a year since we had technical issues for the last time. Except for playing PC games that are super resource intense. Yeah, they sometimes slow down PC as well. And kind of the same thing that happens here happens when you play an intense PC game. So this Death Bomb not hitting the tower. Yirei is behind. And there's the next guy, Hog Rider push. Hog Rider push for the tower. Oh, the Tornado missed the Hog Rider. The Hog Rider kills the tower. And that only 20 seconds before it's over. That Tornado just missed the Hog Rider because he was so focused on the Mega Knight. Big mistake there. And that's game for Jesus in this second battle between them. Usually my trophies are 3000. There you go. There you go. Yeah, great start of the week to you too, Soccer. It's my birthday, please sub to me. That's a good try. Now actually the quality looks a bit better. That's weird. No, the balloon still did a step back there. Really weird. That's what it sometimes does when you have a really bad internet connection. But of course, we don't have that here. I write you, Avalon. That reaction was kind of, I don't know, thank you so much. Yeah, you better write me off stream. It's not the best to try to talk stuff during stream. Please, Avalon, say you promise you will lower trophies to 3000. I will try to think of it. That's what I can say. My birthday is every day. Is the live stream over? No, it's not. We just had to restart. So this is Yirei and all those time codes here are at. So let's put this up here. It's the third match between them. And Yirei playing the balloon deck. Both of them actually playing the balloon deck now. Yirei playing the lava loon. And Jesus, what is he playing? Does he also have a lava hound? Not seen so far. He's playing a naked balloon. And yeah, Yirei getting a great push there with the balloon lava hound. Almost unstoppable. And the Mega Minion going for the lava hound. And the balloon at the tower, and that tower is gone. That push was like a schoolbook push here. And so Yirei got that tower pretty easily. I don't want to talk about that in the stream though. I'll write you right up. Yeah, right, but I'll have to go to bed early today. Tough day tomorrow. Anonymous! Hey, welcome Anonymous. Welcome, welcome. And the fireball. Now, I wanted to show you the full Soking match. As a result, I can't show it at all. Ah! Technology hates us today. Technology hates us today. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. 30 seconds. Does Jesus have any recipe to get that right tower? We still don't know his last card. It's only 17 seconds to go. And what's that fireball there into the center? That was a big mistake. And yeah, he's actually getting 3 crown. Wow. And we're already getting to the last match, which is PouLegion against Destructor. PouLegion versus Destructor. PouLegion versus Destructor. There you go. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Soking has disappeared. I didn't expect him to chat that much. Oh, host turn please. Anonymous. Avalon, do you promise? So what do you want to know? I guess you want to know what happened, right? I don't know if I really want to know it. Do I have to know it? I don't know. Okay, there you go. There's the Hog Rider burned by the Infernal Tower. And he's also taking that Ice Golem pretty easily. I don't know if I want to know. I think it's in the end it's a personal business between you and Loka or whoever is involved. I don't know. I have 35 subs now. That's great, bros. Congrats. This is already the last match here and we missed Soking. Because I was disconnecting the Elgato and it didn't help. Gamers Channel, hi! Welcome back, you've been here before. But actually, now, the graphics looks better. Sometimes it lags out, like it just did, but... I think it's the video engine. Well, I'm not talking about my real sys though. And I guess I really need help. I don't know if I can help. Okay. Princess. Another Spellbait deck against the Hog Rider deck. Usually, I think Hog Rider has its disadvantage because Spellbaits usually run the Infernal Tower, and like here the Hog gets one hit. So far, however, El Destructor defending with the log against Goblin Bear really well, and it looks like PouLegion is not getting there at the moment. PouLegion playing another Princess, trying to get that log. But that log here, look at this perfect log, getting Goblin Bear, and Princess was also killed, not by the log though. And he's playing a princess himself, and yeah. Those are the matches that are not that interesting to watch and that are really tough to play in my opinion. It's just my taste. And because it's kind of so much work to get that chip damage in, and it needs a lot of patience. Like here we're already in overtime, and yeah, they're still trying to chip down those towers. Towers still at a lot of health. Everybody has the log. It's always the same routine, like Goblin Bear log, Princess, Goblin Bear log. So it's such an obvious cycle. Now you can say it's the same with beatdown decks. It's the same thing. It's also an obvious cycle with beatdown decks. Of course, I agree. I fully agree. But it's somehow just more interesting to see the beatdown. Now, anyways, by looking at those decks and the way these games go, El Destructor with the lightning has an advantage. He basically just needs to lighten the tower, and I guess that's what he's gonna do. If his hawk doesn't get through, he will go with lightning. There you go, that's the first one. And PouLegion tries a Goblin Barrel, but there's always the Log that has almost no chance, and he doesn't have rocket or anything, so he's really in trouble here. And Destructor just needs to cycle back to the next lightning. Also, that Goblin Barrel is not doing much. And I think that's it. El Destructor gonna play the Hog Rider now. And lightning, there you go. There's the lightning, and that's what I said. That's just happened. Are two people, one just? Yeah. Yeah, we lost some of the viewers because we had technical issues. And we actually missed Soking match. I think I just need somebody who listens to me. Okay, then just write whatever you want to write and I'll read. Okay, next one. PouLegion lost the first match. And now the last match will also be PouLegion against Destructor. I love the name Destructor. Happy late Force Friday! Anonymous, what is Force Friday? Never heard of it. Never heard of Force Friday. The only thing I'm concerned is that we missed Soking. But yeah, it's too late. Too late. PouLegion against Destructor. PouLegion versus Destructor. Oh, he starts off with a rocket. Taking out that pump. This hurts. This always hurts. Now what is he gonna do, PouLegion here? Getting that hard counter to his pump at the start. He's playing a Dark Prince. A little bit over defended, but it depends on what this Icegolem Dark Prince. They're not getting to the tower. They almost got to the tower. Dark Prince going against the Knight. The Prince is supporting. And Destructor playing another Goblin Barrel deck. Another Zap or Bait deck. And there's the next rocket. Dang. I mean, it's double side. It's also kind of a waste of a rocket because you could use the rocket against towers. But then in Alex, it's just a trade between the pump and the rocket, and that's pretty fair. He actually just did it the moment he dropped the LX pump, so that LX pump is kind of useless. But at least PouLegion has a way to get rid of the rocket like that, because he knows he will rocket the pump. Now he tries to push again with the Dark Prince, and the Icegolem Dark Prince, a unit that we see very rarely. And he's not getting to the tower though. The Dark Prince now going for the princess and just dies. Did you see how she... I mean, she just turns away. He's not even dead. She just turns away like, yeah, you're gonna die anyway. I don't care. I'm just turning away. I don't care. And then he dies behind her. And now the prince is going for the tower. And he's playing the 3 Muskies. That's his killer card, and that rocket hurts. That rocket hurts so much. But at least he can't rocket the pump now. Will that be the game changer? He rockets the Muskies, but he couldn't rocket the pump. But of course, El Destructor playing the Goblin Barrel. And the Bandit, and 2 princesses there. The Knight defending the princess. There's another Dark Prince and the Bandit charging through the river. And now he's playing the Inferno Tower. It's so tough to get through. So tough to get through here for PouLegion. Now he plays another round of 3 Muskies. I'm expecting the rocket any minute. Musk is being distracted, and actually the Log and Knight killed 2 of the Muskets. Log and Knight, remember this? Log and Knight is enough to kill 2 of the Musketeers. 1 Dark Prince at the tower. Look at this Dark Prince. Oh! Wow! Wow, look at that push. And now he just needs to tap, and wow, that was a surprising comeback here for PouLegion. Wow. Gamers channel, Avalon is not seeing my messages though. Yes, I do see your message. And Mohamed Jemli, hey hey. $14,950. We have many subs today, guys. And I didn't shout them out. So many subs. Full Challenge, William Bender, Amado. I was so distracted by the technical issues that I completely forgot to thank you all for all those subs. We got a lot of new subs here on YouTube. But I'm not even sure if they were in the stream, because on the stream chat I don't see that many subs. So we're getting closer to 15,000. That means next Saturday we're gonna have the 10,000 gems tournament. Where are all those subs? They're not shown here. That's weird. Gamers channel, hi again. Love your videos, thank you so much. Yeah, only 12 subs. That's what I see here. That's weird. But it must be about 50. Strange. That's strange. That's really strange. Gaming Mining, yo, I'm back. Hey, welcome back. So this today, if you missed the start and if you missed all the tech issues, I hope you haven't seen them. This is the pro players, and this is actually the last match here. PouLegion against Destructor. Both won 1 match, and this is their last matchup for today. The last matchup for today. PouLegion playing the Princess first. He probably still has the spell bait. He plays a Hog Rider. I don't know, that Goblin Bear didn't get anything. Nice Hog Rider Ice Spirit push, but the Hog will still die. They both love to play those Hog Rider and Goblin Barrel decks. Those are kind of decks I totally neglect. I can just say I don't play them. I don't play them. I had some success with Hog Rider, but it's a very stressful way to play. And yeah, you guys know it, I love the beatdown. And actually I'm glad that beatdown has such a big comeback with the Mega Knight. I love to play the Mega Knight, and I hope they won't nerf it. Because yeah, finally beatdown is back. Okay, there's I mean, so far the Golem was the last really beatdown unit that was strong. Loco Moco, hola, Toyota. What the heck? What do you mean by Toyota? Toyota Avalon. Okay. So Princess going for this tower there. And it always takes so much nerf, those kind of decks. I mean, look at this. Low play. There's the Hog Rider and distracted by the Infernal Tower. And whenever I played the Hog Rider, this was so annoying. It's pulled to the Infernal Tower every single time. And those were the times when everybody played Infernal Tower. Before that I played so many Hog Riders, but after the Infernal Tower was introduced, I stopped. Rocket. El Destructor trying to rocket to victory. The Hog Rider frozen bacon. Not getting to the tower because of the goblins. Nice lock though. Another Princess. Princess versus Princess. The Goblin Barrel at the tower. Getting some hits there. 1 Goblin still stabbing the tower. Oh, he can't share? Why not? Oh, you can't. I never noticed that. Oh. Okay, he can't share them. True though, yeah, you can't share clan badge, unfortunately, but I'll be back on Wednesday. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have an awesome night or day, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.